So now let's say that we want to run with that 30 psi, you still want to get decent coverage, but you want to have less tip drying, then I would mix up your paint at a 1:1 ratio, so equal parts. I've put the reducer in first, and then put the paint in. This is just mixing it in the cup, you don't have to do this. You can just pop the lid on, give it a good shake, and that'll mix up your paint for you. So now what you're going to find is that it's going to run smoother. You're going to be able to get that finer detail. However, when you're up close, and this is what a lot of beginners will struggle with, it's going to want to spider out on you. And I pull back, you can see I can get nice fine dots. There's no crackling around those dots. However, if I go too heavy, it's going to spider out. Okay, there is still more tip drying, but a lot less than using it straight out of the bottle. And you can see I've got no issue getting fine detail. Now don't get disheartened if you've just started airbrushing and you're watching this video and you can't achieve these sort of lines at this mixing ratio with your paint, especially with your white. The other thing that you'll find is that in order to get the white extremely bright, you'll need to cover over it numerous times. So you just keep coating it, covering it very, very slowly with that white paint, and you can see it's getting nice and bright. What I also like to do is leave the air on, don't pull back for paint, and that way it's going to dry the surface, the paint will cross-link, and then you'll be able to build up the paint nice and brightly without the risk of it spidering out and pushing out the centre of the paint. Let me show you what that looks like. So if I try and do it too heavy, too quick, you're going to get this sort of an effect. So if you're going for that look and you want to get those real defined edges, then by all means you can use that to your advantage. However, if you want a nice gradual build up, then you just need to keep coating that white, keep doing layer by layer and very, very slowly, and that will get it nice and bright. And you can see how bright that is compared to the previous. So again, if I want to get these brighter, even with the dots, work back over them a couple of times. And I think this is where a lot of beginners struggle, is they don't have the control to work back over the top of it. And sometimes you need to do 3 or 4 passes to get it nice and bright, especially if you're working on a black surface, a black t-shirt for example, then it's going to take longer to build. So just be patient with your white.